Shout out to everybody. Oftentimes, when people ask me who is Neec Nonso, and even though I've written a lot of artist bio about myself, I still freeze and not knowing what to say, So apart from the basic, which is I'm a visual artist, a human, 33 years. What else? No, for real. Like I always freeze. Even if you ask me, about my work, like what my works are always about, I discover that I dance around, saying things like, it's almost like I do, everything, but not really. It's just that I freeze, on the spot. My artistic process. All right. It's simply, you know, stories that personal to me. Like, for real, personal to me because it comes easy. If I want to talk about anything, I end up realizing that, you know, this is me. Like, this is my life. Then I end up, engineering everything that's happened to me, trying to make it happen. So I begin from there, and then I proceed to, of course, lifting the camera because it's my primary medium of creation. It starts with you know, it starts with the camera, and then after photographing, editing, I proceed to other mediums. Basically, what I do is I try to see how I can, start with one medium of art, stop and see how another medium of art could take it to the next level. Like I begin with photography, I end up doing augmented reality around it, and then maybe in the final stage of presentation, I end up, including installation or performance, performance art. So there's this famous saying that they made us to cram in school. At the time, it goes, the way a nation goes, whether of the mind or of the spirit, is decisive in its effects upon art. Like that is for art, right? But now let me talk about the artist. Who you are today as an artist, there's this heavy influence of where you're from. Like the environment influences what you create. That is the reason why Nigerian pop, which is Afrobeat, will be different from Britpop, different from K-pop, different from pop itself, which is America. If they all bring their pop, like sounds that are popular in their places, they'll be totally different. So it goes on into the team. So for me, in terms of where I'm from, Anambra, I didn't spend much time, in Anambra. I mean, I was about 2-3 years old before my parents migrated to Abuja. But living in Lagos, how that has influenced the kind of work that I created was that I kind of like backpedaled in a lot of ways to like what I could have been if this had not happened. I mean, now I've lived almost all my life in Lagos. I discovered that I can speak Igbo language very, very well, which kind of like I am not really proud of, and I try, but it seems like that flexibility that comes with the tongue, speaking some languages is sort of like at this stage now, it is concrete, it's not flexible anymore. So, but other things too, maybe in terms of religion, I just spoke about language. Remember, while we were in school, they would tell us not to, speak, yeah, they called it vernacular, right? And you'll be punished for it. And now, just by that, I followed that part. I think I could remember when in secondary school, I kind of like warn my friends whenever they speak their language, to speak English. But it was in the university I discovered that, man, like your head have been messed up, right? So, but look at me today. I am dealing with things that are like things that are very, very close to home. Like I do things that maybe extol where I'm from, the things of our fathers. Even going back to religion, I mean, if you said that, okay, our minds were colonized, in this aspect or that aspect or so, now that you've discovered, who you are. You begin to uninstall a lot of those things. So you decolonize yourself, you take yourself back, and all that. So in a way, that is how those things have affected. So I have not lived so much in Anambra State, right? So, but because of the whole migration and changes that have happened to me, it has kind of like influenced how my work is like. I find myself going back trying to like cement or discover a lot of where did we go wrong. I'm going to say this because I always feel like I have to, because I'm very passionate about these people, right? I have to mention their names, right? So because they kind of like inspire the kind of works I want to create. Okay, so my mentor, which is James Iroha, I don't know if you know him, but his works are like very very strong. Like you look at those works, like you feel it. Like I don't mean like you feel it internally. Like your body kind of like exudes that feeling. And then for my friend Omorige, oh my God, Omorige creates works that are like very serious. You ask yourself, what am I doing with my life, right? So now going back to um going back to your question, please just again so that yeah, the emotions I intend to. So like I finally discovered how I want to go, how I want to create, works. Emotions are everything, right? So in fact, before I create work, I ask myself, what emotions do I want to evoke, right? On last burial, right? I was talking about things about death and all that, and I was like, what do I do to make people, bring that emotions that I need, for that work? And that, if you want people to feel very scary to your work, you have to make the work to be scary. I brought two coffins, brother, not one, two coffins. And you will ask yourself where I, placed it in the center of the room. Tell me if you enter inside an exhibition hall and you see two actual coffins. Yeah, nothing inside, but those coffins were made, by carpenters, and like there was passage of time on the coffins, like it has been over there. Then I took it, I brought it, and I put it like it exudes this kind of energy, like because of the energy that surrounds it, you end up that feeling that I was looking for. Like I needed you to feel like this, before interrogating, my work. That is one, right? So let me think about another one. So maybe I want you to like another feeling that I like to evoke in people is that of nostalgia, right? I'm a fan of like the old classic things that were very very good. Like if it is good and excellent and genius, it will always be good, excellent, and genius, right? So I still feel it. So music that I used to enjoy, I still enjoy them till today, even if it is old, right? So and it is, it's the same to a lot of people too. So I evoke that. So if I'm creating work, I have to like create something that's, that could make you feel like that. Or the next one that I want to work on, I want to like explore that, emotions of anger. Wallahi, the next one that I'm going to create, please, this is me saying it live. If you don't feel it, please tell me that you don't feel it. Like if you don't feel this emotion, anger, right? Like I like from the people that will visit it, so probably the people that will collect it, so anyone that will see it, like it is anger, because not just the fact that I was, feeling, angry and all that, but I want to actually manipulate that emotion. I mean, we're angry at what is going on in the country and we're still comfortable. Like what the? So I actually want you to actually, really, really not just think about it, but actually feel anger. Yeah. So yeah. Um, Two things I do mostly, right? That is if it is not rest, because majority of us, at least maybe 6 hours of the day, if you're not sleeping or sitting down doing nothing, like maybe resting. What I do to unwind mostly is one, I watch films a lot. You see how like people, complain of, addiction to one or two and all that, and they feel bad about it. That is what movies does to me. Specifically, oh, Okay, horror is not really in the mix because I feel like I could predict it. Yeah, something horrible is going to happen. When is it going to finally it happens? So it's predictable, right? So but I love sci-fi, I love action, I love drama also, like mix of almost everything. One. Then two, um okay, I'm into plants. Like I am really, really into plant. And even the thing about plants is even if you're not thinking about them, it will still prop up because let's say you have about 100 plants and you know that they have different watering system and maintenance and all that. And you know that if you don't do well, following up with this maintenance and all that, they will die. So you could just think about, the space they occupy in your head. Like, okay, this one, the last time I watered it was 4 days ago. So every now and then you're checking for pests, you're checking so basically these two things of my life, like watching films and being into plants. Yeah, just two things. One, I would say that, I would tell you that both you and your work, you're not young. Forget the fact that they say imagine and you're not imagine. No, you get. Is it the camera you use in creating? The camera has been there for like a long time. Is it the work, the work that you've been creating before you created that work? It has been like sort of like cooking in your head for a very long time. Something led to it, that led to it, that led to that. Maybe in terms of like, maybe you could just say, okay, your experiences is still not, very, very, vast. Then it will lead to what I'll say next. I'll tell you to be very wicked with your work. Wicked not in the sense that, you should be vicious with your work, like not, making people accessible to it. No. When I mean wicked, I'm just, Nigerians could, follow up with the nuance. Like wicked meaning the work should be very good. Like it should be good so much that it should be very wicked and nobody can deny it. You get, because look at it this way. The industry, everyone is there, not because of you, no way. It's not because of the gallery, it's not because of the collector, not because of, of course, maybe the people you created the work for. Everybody, they are all there because of that work, you get. So people probably, vibed into you or bought your work because they enjoyed the work. People, probably collected the work because they loved it. They critiqued you because of your work. A lot of things. So just imagine if the work is not there. Number one, you will not be an artist. You get. So yeah. So my advice is, one, don't think that you are imagining. You're not. You're like even me right now. Right. I feel like, okay, as I'm creating, right? You're creating. We're in the same industry, like same level. Then the second thing is, you should be very wicked with your work. If your work is very, very good, even your enemy will rejoice. I swear.